Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside.
At the beginning of the third day, some basic housekeeping was being done in the Campmore campsite, and there was some maintenance being done on the quads as well. All this while the contestants gathered around and shared yesterday's war stories over their morning cup of coffee.
We're very tight in our section. Gone from a lead of 10 to a lead of 4 on my second place. But the number one guy is still a bit ahead. We're hoping for him to make a few mistakes today so that we can catch up.
Bana, I see you sitting here reading the magazine, seeing what's going on. How are you doing so far in this competition?
Well, Gary, my first day was a total mess. I ended last in my group, but my second day was a bit better, so I moved up 2 places and I'm ready for today. I hope that I will do something better than yesterday.
The start of the third day eventually saw some proper desert weather, with hot sun and dry sand greeting us as we went out.
Okay, we're now in the middle of the week of this competition. The conditions are starting to change as the week goes along. We can see at the beginning of the week we had very cold mornings with lots of mist and moisture in the air and that sank into the sand and made the sand wet and hard packed. We had a lot of traction, it was quite slippery, a lot of traction. But you can see now as the week is going along, the sun is out and is drying it. The sand is now just pure talcum powder. There's absolutely no grip or traction whatsoever here. You just slide and slip all over the place. And you've got to know how to adapt to these changing conditions during the week to make sure you stay on top of your game.
The first heat of the third day started off with some serious mineshaft style drops and big hill climbs for the contestants. Jaco Blofeld had no problem and kept it on the gas all the way through, which he had to do to make it around the turns at the top. Glenn Loubser here was competing in the youngsters group, while his older brother Vincent Loubser was in the 27 to 40 group.
How did you find that last one?
It was quite exciting, very, very fast. I overshot the one pole by about 20 meters and I lost about a second on it, but it was very exciting and well, as I said, I lost some time on it. I'll just see if I can make up the time.
Previous one was a bit tough, didn't do that well, so let's see if we can do this one a better time and get more points and try to keep stay on top of the log.
Second heat of the day here was a hill climb event. This is actually not a time-based event and you only score points on how high up the hill you manage to get. There are a series of flags going up and up and up the hill, and the more number of flags you pass, the more points you get. Once again, it's going to be the heavier guys who have to work their quads much harder to get them to bite into the soft sand and get up that hill now. The lighter guys have a lot easier time of this. Lawrence of Namibia van der Merwe was here explaining to the guys how they're going to go around and around the bowls. This test was a series of bowls, one after another, and you had to just do circles around the rims of them all the way through and eventually pop out on the far side. Some of the guys lost a lot of time on this exercise because they never listened carefully in the first place. They ended up doing a couple of extra loops of a bowl that they didn't really need to, and that just cost them extra time and lost them points.
The last obstacle of the day, a dune climb. If you reach the first marker, you get 10 points. The second one, purple marker, is 15 points. The last one will give you 20 points.
The last event of the day was another steep hill climb, and I was the only guy out of the entire 40 people who actually did not manage to make it to the top. And finally, back to camp again for the third day, with everybody staying in single file once again. At the end of the third day in the youngsters group, Jakob Bielefeld had once again regained his lead and pushed Bradaf and Renan back down to second. In the 27 to 40 age group, Arno Killian from East Rand Quad and Bike was in first place, with Vincent Loebscher just 1 point behind him. The ladies group had Mariska van der Merwe in the lead now, and Mareike Barnard still in second. Anzal van Wyk had dropped to third. And in the veterans class, Alan van Berg still in front, but he was tied with Tierses Berman, both on 77 points. At the end of the day, Sorrel took us out for a nice sunset ride into the dunes, where we spent some time sandboarding and enjoying a quality sunset.
Day 3 finished. Night time we've done 12 tests, there's another 6 to go. And with popular consensus we've decided that we'll try and get in all 6 tests tomorrow and then go on a desert eco tour on the last day.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass stands a real blade of grass. Be careful.